Bonjour, madame, and today I will be attempting to make crepes for my final assignment. So, first off, I'm using a little bit different of a recipe. We have our own cookbook here. 2 eggs. 1, duh. Next, you need 1.5 cups of milk. That's 1 cup. And the half. Now, you're supposed to blend the ingredients as they are. Feel free to skip around, this might take a few minutes. Alright, now that looks pretty good. That's what it's supposed to look like. Next up on our list is 1 cup of all-purpose flour. And making a mess, that's normal. Pretty good stuff. And then we need 1/4 teaspoon of salt. 1/4 of a teaspoon. That's 1 teaspoon. Here's 1/4. Not a lot of salt. So I told myself before I started the video, that I was definitely gonna mess something up. And I did. Before you mix it the first time, you actually need a teaspoon of oil. I did not add any oil. I don't think that'll create too much of an impact. Hopefully. Oil. And then to make it a little bit sweeter, I always add 1 teaspoon of vanilla to everything I bake. And the recipe also calls for a tablespoon of sugar, if you please. If not, you don't have to. Same with the vanilla. Anyways, we are going back to mixing. Might as well skip through this part. But before we do that, I'm going to put some butter on the stove and set it to about 6 or medium high. So that'll be sitting in the background while I mix this together. Once again, you can skip around. I can't edit anything to save my life, so this is one straight cut. Make sure you get any lumps out. Make it all nice and smooth. Just to make some crepes for 20 points. Make sure you always scrape the bottom whenever you're mixing stuff. A lot of junk gets stuck down there if you don't. I would say this is rather done. Let's transition. Ooh. So, moving over to the stove area. Hi, I'm gonna have to crouch. Once your pan's pretty much heated, you want to sift the butter around in the pan just to prevent any stick. If you have a no-stick pan, this isn't really necessary, but no, it's just habit. Next, you want to take your mixture. This is going to be hard. I'm using a ladle, which is about 1/4 of a cup. You want to take your ladle, pick up your pan off of the stove, still mixing around the butter a little bit, and slowly pour it in over the surface of the pan. And once it's all done and dusted, before you set it back down in the pan, you kind of want to sift it around a bit, make sure it covers all the space. So no surface is left untouched by my beautiful crepe. And you want to lay it down. And you're just going to want to let it cook just for a little bit. Just until this top part is just a little more solid, That's going to take a few minutes, so I'll be back. Actually, I'll be doing what a good chef does, and I'll be cleaning up the mess as I go along. Woo! You're gonna want to make sure you cook this on that medium-high heat. If you cook it too high, then the bottom will be seared off. Well, the bottom will be baked, but the top will still be pretty wet, and we don't want that. We want all of it to be pretty solid before we flip it. I had to make sure it was recording. I had a bit of a heart attack right there. Almost. You want to make sure you can get underneath just enough to scoop it up and flip it. It's gonna need a few more minutes. Skip ahead, please. You may start to notice the aroma in the air as our crepe cooks ever so slightly more. And I think we're ready to flip. I would show you the flipping process, but I don't think I can flip and hold the... You know what? We're gonna try. Woof. beautiful. And you're gonna wanna let it cook for longer, just a little bit longer. I'll be back. This is Le Chat, Charlie. He's being a butthole right now, so. Woo! And your crepe should just about be done. Yeah. Ooh, perfect. Kind of smells like a burnt quesadilla. Anyways, should kind of look like this, just a little bit. Next, you're gonna wanna put it on your plate for serving. Pretty delicious stuff. And now it's time to decorate. So you want to take your crepe, beautiful as always. You know, and there's quite a few ways to go about this. So usually I would use Nutella, but I don't have any, so I'm using peanut butter. What I like to do is take some peanut butter, slap it on there, spread it around a little bit, so it's all nice and pretty. Now to make it look a little better, because this just looks like a piece of bread cooked in some peanut butter, you can fold it in half. Perfect. Then fold it again so it becomes here. So it becomes a quarter size of a crepe. Now you can take some powdered sugar and just sprinkle a little bit on there, just for some pizzazz. And now that I'm thinking about it, before I wrap up this video, I would add some You know, I don't feel like opening the bag, but I would add some chocolate chips to the top of this. Or you can melt some in the microwave and then use that as kind of a sauce. That would be good. Alright, this is Aiden. Peace.